the first thing I'm doing is priming my skin, and I'm using my Bare Minerals Prime Time Neutralising Primer. Then I'm going to contour a little bit before I put my foundation on, so I'm using the Kryolan Foundation Combi, and I'm just applying this to all the areas where I want to contour and sort of define, and then I'm taking a duo fiber brush and just really lightly buffing it. I'm not fully blending it out, but as you can see, just buffing it a little bit. Then I'm going over top with my foundation. I'm using the Aqua foundation. Mine's in the shade 143, and I'm just using a beauty blender just to press this all over my skin. Then I'm moving on to the eyes, and I'm taking my MAC Painterly paint pot just to prime, and then I'm going in with Makeup Geek's Peach Smoothie eyeshadow just to use as my transition shade. I'm going in with this warm brown shade. It's called Cocoa Bear, and I really like the contrast between a warm brown and then a cool toned teal eye, so that's why I chose to use this shade. But I'm just really defining the outer corner and just bringing it into the crease. Then going in with a black eyeshadow, I'm using that on a Real Techniques brush, and I'm just buffing this right along the lash line and into the outer corner. And this is just going to add a lot more definition and make it more smoky and a bit grungy. Then you just want to make sure everything's blended out, so take your blending brush again, and then we're going to apply the lid shade. So I'm using the Makeup Geek Foiled Eyeshadow in Houdini. I'm sorry if you can hear the kookaburras in the background. So I'm just using my finger to press this over the lid, and then I take a small brush just to get right into the inner corner without being too messy. Then of course you just want to blend everything and make sure everything's nice and seamless. Then I'm using a black eyeliner to tightline my eyes, and then I'm going to apply this to my upper lash line just to add some definition. Then I'm just giving my eyelashes a curl, and I'm going to apply my MAC in Extreme Dimension 3D Black Lash Mascara, and then apply these falsies. These are House of Lashes Iconics. Then I'm going to conceal my under eyes using my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW20. So just patting this all under my eyes and then down the center of my face to add a bit of a highlight. Then I'm just going to blend everything out using my damp beauty blender. To set my concealed areas, I'm using the Too Faced Cocoa Contour Kit and taking the shade Light Cocoa on my beauty blender, and I'm just going to press this in the areas where I have concealed just to make sure the highlight stays there and just to set everything in place. And I also take some underneath where my contour is and is going to be, so that it's a little bit more defined. Then to bronze up the skin, I'm using my Nars Laguna from the One Shocking Moment palette and just using this on a blush brush just to buff around my face. Then for a blush, I'm using Nars Lustre, which is also from the same palette. I'm just applying this to the apples of my cheeks and blending it backwards. And then for a highlight, I'm using my Gerard Cosmetics highlight powder, what's called a star powder in Audrey. And I'm just applying this to the highest points of my cheekbones and then all the other areas of my face I want to highlight. Then I just filled in my brows a little bit more because they had gone over with foundation a little bit too much, so I'm just fixing those up. And we're moving back onto the eyes. I'm going to buff Creme Brulee underneath my lower lash line with my MAC 217. And then I'm going back in with Cocoa Bear and just doing the same thing, focusing this on the outer corner. And then with the black, I'm going in with a little flat definer brush, and I'm just pressing this right into my lash line and joining it up with the top lashes. And then for an inner corner highlight, of course, I'm using MAC Nylon, my favorite inner corner highlight shade. And then we can go back in with the Houdini shade, I decided. And I'm just applying a little bit of this just to the center of the lower lash line. And then you just want to buff everything out. Then I'm just applying some lower lash mascara. And for my lips, I'm first lining them with a Models Prefer lip liner and it's just a nude shade, so I'm just outlining my entire lips, and I'm going to fill them in with a Maybelline Creamy Matte Lipstick. These are launching in February in Australia, so keep your eyes peeled for those. But I'm applying this and then the look's done. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!